and ones. It's another episode of Behind the Music with your girl Siobhan. Yes, oh yes. Happy Sunday, everyone. It's another one here for you. So it's another great story with another great person. And today we have Kelvin. So for those who don't know Kelvin, who is Kelvin?
Greetings, everybody. Bless. Alright, so my name is Kelvin, right? I'm a producer, I'm a musician, a keyboardist, pianist. I also teach music. I recently started teaching vocals as well, so I can put that on it as well. But I've been playing the piano for about 15 years, so it's been a while. It's very natural to me at this point. I don't have to think about it, I just play. So I choose to now live my life that way, just creating music and playing music and just, enjoying music. So,
That's lovely. That's good to know. For those who need keyboard lessons and vocal lessons and so much more, he's here at your service. And of course, we always share the links of all the guests we have here. So for those who need bookings and stuff, you can check the description box.
Yeah, man.
All right. So what sparked the or the love for music? How did you fall in love with it? Because it seems like you're in love.
Yeah, man. Music, nice, man. I mean, but I actually grew up in a very musical family. My father plays guitar. All my brothers, I have 3 brothers. Everybody play music.
Really, what do the other brothers play?
Alright, so my bigger brother play drums and bass guitar. I'm the second one. So I only play keyboard. That alone. I only play the saxophone though. I think I really love that. But yeah. My other brother plays drum. He plays some keyboard as well. And my youngest brother plays keyboard. Yeah. And him kind of dabbling a guitar as well. But yeah.
Lovely. That's amazing. So it started in the family.
Yeah. And my mother said the family them sing. So all my auntie them sing. From my mother side. So we live music, we've been in music for a while. So like I said, it comes very natural right now, so I just do it.
Okay, that is lovely. And I'm assuming that because it started in the family, you have the support of your family. Because a lot of what we realize with the creatives now, they tend to be passionate about it, but they don't have the family support. Because if it's not a doctor or a teacher or a lawyer or some big shot white collar job, then it's not respected. So you do have the support of your family, right?
Yeah, I do. Strange enough, my parents, I think they would support me either way, whatever I chose to. Once I was sure about it. But they realized that I love the music.
So they push it.
Yeah, so they never discouraged it then, It isn't like they came and they say, yeah man, do it, this is what I wanted to do, I see you're doing it. But they saw that I was doing it and they were like, alright, cool, vibes.
Mad.
Yeah.
Alright, that is indeed a blessing when you have a group of persons that you love and that love you, that actually support the vision.
Yeah.
Alright, and did you go to college for music or you're self-taught?
No, I was self-taught.
Okay.
The other day, about a year ago, 2 years ago actually, I got this scholarship to attend the Avant Academy of Music, where at that point I just began learning music theory. So that's like 2 years, little over 2 years. I mean, I was at UWI for a while because I was doing computer science up there. I started in 2014.
Okay.
After a while I realized, music. But when I was there, fortunately enough, I was able to just be a part of a lot of music there. So on campus, I was a part of the Pop Society. I played for the UWI Singers, UWI Chorale, and I was a part of this jazz group led by Peter Ashburn, Mr. Peter Ashburn. So I did kind of start learning some music theory then, but I never did really care for it because I just want to play some music, So it wasn't until like 2 years ago when I started Avant, I started learning like serious music theory. Thanks to Dr. Kathy Brown and Ozuni. Great pianist.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Wow.
So
Big them up anywhere them there. Okay, that's amazing. So instead of studying computer science, you studied music. So it kind of created the network. So you say everything happened for a reason. You went there for computer science and you network with persons who are really, really good at what they do.
I played more music that year than I probably did school.
Oh wow! So how far you got to in the computer science?
I did about 2.5 years. I was just about to finish. I was entering third year. I probably had like 1 or 2 courses from second year to complete. But then after a while, because I was doing it in and out, I'd stop going back because of financial issues and stuff, you know.
Okay,
After
got
doing
you.
that over a while, I realized, say, yo, nah, as much as this might make sense, it's not what I want to do, plus it's taking too much from me right now to even try and get it done. You know, so it became inefficient at the time for me, so I decided, nah, music.
Yeah, overs. And for those who are listening, somebody that followed his dreams was doing computer science and segue to something totally different. So you can actually follow your dreams and make it. Would you say that you are at the level where you want to be? Or if not, how do you see yourself?
Alright, so over a while,
Yeah, over a period of time.
because like I said, music came natural to me. Like it's something that I didn't really have to think about doing. So I think as I did it, I got to a place where I was good. Right? I was doing it well. I was doing it. People saw me. I was able to just do it without thinking about it. So I got comfortable, if you want to say that. Not bad, because after a while, after doing something that much, it becomes a habit. So there's nothing wrong if you're doing something and it comes easy.
Right.
I just lost the drive in a sense to push myself. So I didn't see the need to improve until probably like after I left UA, and I left UA in about 2019, 2020, thereabout, and then COVID happened. So I was home. I was doing
Everything
nothing. I was home. Nothing. I wasn't going to school. I wasn't doing music. I wasn't working. I was just home. So sitting down with myself at that time, I realized that not only did I lost the passion to really play or even practice and the drive, I realized that it felt like everything else around me in terms of the music that was around me was progressing and I wasn't. And I started feeling, like it started like a feeling at first and I never really know what it was. So I was like, it was a very uncomfortable feeling, I was like, and like somebody that nudged me and said, yo bro, you now move. Like that's the feeling I was getting.
Yeah.
And it took a while because I was also had to sort through a lot of stuff personally during that time as well, and going through all of that and not really, not understanding what was happening at the time. So it's really, you can say it's even now I'm really like moving into
what you're supposed to.
Yeah, man, and moving into the growth or the drive now to even get better and grow.
Okay.
So yes, I think, to answer your question, yes, I think I'm at a place where I want to be.
Yes.
Like I'm good. I can play the music and I create it. However, I see the need to improve and get better at it. Because not only is the music moving, but everything else around, because you can see even past COVID now, everything now seems to be in a forward motion. So
you have to move with the times, indeed. So you're working on getting better, you're practicing more, you're learning more things about the keyboard that you didn't know before. What about branching off to different places, different spaces, creative spaces?
Like I said, I started doing vocals the other day. When I was at Avant Academy.
Yeah.
I ended up started teaching there as well. So I moved from a scholarship student to a teacher there.
Oh wow.
At about a year after starting there. So during that time I started teaching vocals as well, and I started realizing that
you can actually teach vocals.
Yeah, because I was in music. I played for a lot of choirs and stuff. So I was in vocal rehearsals and vocal training sessions. Me personally, I didn't really see the need for that because I just wanted to play the music. That wasn't something that I saw myself doing. But doing that, I realized that something that I can do, and then it ties back into music as well.
Right.
So again, it comes natural when I really think about it and I know I do it. And so there's that side of it. I started producing in that COVID time there because I didn't have anything else to do. So I started learning to produce. So I want to say a producer. I have some songs that I've produced that are out.
What are the songs?
I have this friend, Crown Jewel, really good singer, gospel singer. gospel musician, really great guy too. I produce a few songs for him. I have one, Seek God. You can check that out. We released one.
You can send me the link to that,
Yeah,
so I can add it to
You
it.
can have them there. Holy Ghost Fire. We released that in I think it was October, September maybe, somewhere there, November maybe, one of the months there. So that's really going good. People really seem to like that. We have Yahweh as well. So there's a couple few that I have out.
So you're producing gospel music.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in church, so yes, I'm producing gospel music, but that's not only, that's not all, you know. Being a creative, even though I grew up in church, being a creative, I never really saw myself like just being in the gospel scene. In fact, when I left Clarendon, because I grew up in Clarendon, when I left Clarendon and came to Kingston, I saw myself playing a lot more secular music than church music for a while, you know. So that also opened up my own perspective on how, you know, you can and how diverse it is. And I started listening to a lot more music. So being where I am now, even though gospel music kind of comes natural to me because I've been doing it for years, I really don't see myself being just a gospel, or not in the generic way anyway, you know, the way everybody see it, like.
Alright, so for those who are listening, say for example Christians are listening at the moment, right? What would you say to somebody who is a Christian but find love in other genres of music? Would you say that's wrong? Would you say, what are your perspective on Christians playing other genres other than gospel, or singing other songs other than gospel? Because I mean, we've heard the discussions, oh, if you be Christian and you gotta do this, and how if you be Christian, and a list of things goes on. If you're walking a certain walk, and you're a musician, and you want to grow, and you want to try different genres, what are your perspectives on that? Or correct the misconception, if there is a misconception where that is concerned for Christian. I know I'm segueing.
Yeah. So you want me to answer that for them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, alright,
for those
cool.
who are thinking about it, or who feel like they're doing something wrong.
Hey, first of all, you can't ask me these questions, you know. Yo, I think very differently, you know. First of all, my grandfather's a pastor, right?
Yeah.
So I grew up in church. Like, church is what I know, you know. And then being a musician, so my family went to my mother's side of the family. That is, my grandfather, my mother's father, is a pastor for a 7-day church of God, right? So I went to church on a Saturday with my mother. My father goes to church on a Sunday, so I go to church Sunday with my father, right? So I've been doing that for years. And as a musician now, on my own, by myself, I go to church to play on a Saturday, and I go to churches to play on a Sunday, right?
Right.
So I've been all churched out, right? I've heard it, I've seen it, I've played it all. Like I've done so many church music, right? And how it is for me right now. But coming into Kingston now and like being by myself and being able to like explore other music, listen to other music, you know, and being a creative naturally, I realized how like, and please don't pre-ment for anything I'm saying, people, right?
No judgment.
But I just think church people just really pre-music or just pre-things in general. Very
limited.
Yeah, like in a very closed off kind of black and whitish kind of vibe, right? And nothing is wrong, you know, because you have to choose between thoughts and even perspectives. But you also have to allow yourself to take on different perspective, analyze them, because there are two things that I realized happen after doing that. It either concretes what you already believe in, or it shows you where your own misconceptions are in terms of how you perceive things, right? So for music, when I began to listen to other music and even getting into playing it for myself, and the feeling that I got from it was very similar to what I was feeling when I was playing gospel music, right?
Okay.
So that led me to now think about it differently. So I said, wait, so how this and this make me feel the same way, right?
Yeah.
So there has to be something that's good about it, right? So it's and it's also a very personal thing, because you not really like listen to all the music that I listen to, which is fine.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong in having a choice of music and what you feel is good, but you can't then begin to put
Push
that
that
on other
conception
persons,
on
you know,
other
to
persons
say,
who
yo,
believe
you
differently.
can't really, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just what I think. Like a lot of churches in general, kind of force even church musicians. Because I've been in a lot of space. Like I said, I've been to a lot of churches, man. So I've been to a lot of churches where I hear the musicians left because when they began to play in secular music, when they began playing secular music, the church themselves tell them, say, yo, and you can't come back to church because I'm soon upon whichever stage I play for whichever
Yeah.
artist. And I say,
Oh,
yo,
wow.
that's wild, bro. So like you guys are gonna go without musicians because, you know, and then them same one don't want to pay them. So like these are the things that I think when,
How are
when I
they
see
supposed
happening.
to eat if
You
that's
get me?
the
So
only way?
these are the things that I see happening.
Only thing
Like
they do.
when I like go out and like, so personally, I was fortunate enough to like see a lot of different perspective then on the whole this very same matter that we're talking about.
Okay.
So I've now gotten to my own conclusion. So really and truly,
Music and music.
yeah, and really and truly, like you can't tell me what to do. Like, you know, I'm gonna do it, and once, cause I know, I mean alone I gonna know my walk with God, right?
Yeah, and
So-
your relationship is personal. Nobody can say you're not close to God.
Yeah,
Just by sitting and judging.
I really don't care about what you may want to think about what I play or don't play. So people out there who are doing things, you know, Christians who are you know doing anything, right? Music then we can run music. So let's stick to music. If you are listening to music, playing music, and you know, and your own church people are saying no, you can't do that, whatever it is, you know your walk with God, right? So at the end of the day, you have to now decide whether or not you're going to further your connection with Him and your communication with Him, so Him can tell you whether or not what you're doing is right for you,
Right.
so that you can now adjust and do the things that are right for you, so that they're pleasing to Him, so that you and Him can walk together and everybody good. You know, don't really mess with other people. Because they're going to distract you
salvation.
and they're going to stress
Fear
you
and
out.
trembling. Yeah, for
So-
real. For real. Alright. So that was quite a mouthful. Something
Yeah,
to
it's-
think about.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of things.
For
It's just that.
those who are worried
I
about
talk a lot. I don't talk a lot, but I talk a lot, people. Trust me. Yeah.
Alright, so for those who are watching that want to be like a Kelvin, to be a teacher, a keyboardist, a vocal trainer, and who are basically passionate about the creative, what advice would you give them to move forward? Say if they're just starting out on the journey. I know that's kind of broad, but
Yeah,
I mean, let me narrow it down. If you're just starting the process of being a creative, you find that you have a passion for it, you like it, but you don't know how to make it happen. For those, for example, somebody who wants to play the keyboard, you just buy it. You really have no money for paying nobody for teach you or whatever. What's your advice?
Alright, so the first part is like you have to find what you like, especially when it comes to music, because music is very broad. You know, there's a lot that you can do in it, right? So first find like what you really like to do. What you feel like if you do it, it might make us like say, this is pretty cool, and smile at the end of the day, right? And then just kind of go at it, because you have to try different things. You know, you have to try different ways
Feel
of
it
doing
out
it,
to see what
so
you
that you
like.
can figure out what best you like in it and how you're gonna approach it. So like it takes, especially if you're a beginner, it does take some time. So you can't start and then, you know, because you don't feel like you're progressing, you stop. It won't get anywhere.
Keep
you
on
know.
going, just like with all things in life.
Yeah, no, you get me. But you have to, so which is why it's important to first find what you like, because even though you're not getting the results or feel like you're going anywhere, each time you learn something new, and it's just new, something more in addition that you never know, it's gonna feel good. You know, you're gonna get that like, yeah man, this is pretty cool.
Actually getting
Yeah,
somewhere.
man.
I feel like
So
I can do
if,
this.
if you don't like it though, like not only when you get there, you won't try and keep pushing past the one and two failures a minute, you know. So find what you like, go at it, try it different ways, continue doing it until it seems like it making sense, and then when all of that is happening, you figure out how you're gonna do it. How, because it's, for me, music is more about giving back. So you have to find out now how you're gonna use this new passion or gift that you've developed to create in a sense where it's giving back to people. Whether it is you create a song,
share a gift.
you know, sharing it, you know. Whether it is you're going to start playing for churches or for shows or whatever it is. Whether it is you're going to write your own songs and you're going to perform them, you know, whatever it is. You now have to decide that so that you can now find, because that what that does, it pushes you more now to not only get better at it, you're now realizing, hey, I can create something from it. So the more you do that, the more you learn new ways to create new things, and the more you find new ways to just do what you already know. So
yeah, that's awesome. Finding your passion and sticking to it, and learning from others who have walked the walk and talked the talk. For real, man, Kelvin, I'm really appreciative of you stopping by for Behind the Music. Guys, if you're loving what you're seeing, please subscribe. Indeed. Stand up in a hot sun and beard teams.
It's a good vibe.
Subscribe, comment, and follow Kelvin's pages, which I'm going to be dropping in the description. That's up there. Yeah, follow him. And upon closing, what would you like to say to the viewers who are battling with mental issues? I mean, it's music, but we have everybody in all walks of life. A battle of mental thing, a fight for all them footing. So upon closing, give 2 cents.
This is a long topic, you know, we can't. Alright, let's try and keep it short, right? So again, I give advice from my experiences, right? So in 2020, when I was by myself, I didn't even know I was someone who like probably would have had mental issues, you know, or have severe mental issues then where I feel like it would bother me and them things. Yo, for that entire 2 or 3 years from 2019 actually to about 2021, I was deep in depression. And I didn't realize it until like way down. I was like, no bro, you're depressed, you know? So first of all, you have to be aware. Like you have to come to the realization and say, yo, bro, yeah man, you're not good, you know? And once you realize that you're not good, you find ways to, you know, tackle it so that you can get better. In my experience, I realized that no depression is like on the surface. It's like things that you have to like dig up from deep back in the past, you know. So
there's a root.
Yeah man, so the realization is just the beginning. The work is now figuring out what it is so that whenever it comes back up, you know how to deal with it. And the best way to do that is go see a therapist. Yeah man, you need to like actually go and talk to somebody. You don't necessarily have to be a therapist, you know, but it's
pastor.
Yeah, a therapist is you're
know.
paying them so them kind of do them work, if you get me, you know. So they're actually going to do their work, you know. So if you have a good friend, if you have somebody else who you have to pay, who will tell you the truth, then go. But therapists, you pay them to tell you the truth, so they're going to do their work. So go talk to somebody about it, and somebody who can give advice, practical advice as well. I'm a practical person, so I have to get practical advice, you know, and just deal with it. Because after a while, not only will you realize how much you've been holding yourself back by being depressed, you realize it's like you find this newfound power, which you know you've really already had. You've always had that, you know, but because you've been on the other side. So instead of thinking positive or negative, because people really say anything positive, don't think negative. It's really that simple. If you think too much on the negative, that's what
it pulls you down.
Yeah man, not only that, that's what you create. So
and it keeps propelling and propelling.
It doesn't stop. So when you find where the depressions are and you deal with them, you realize that you naturally you don't think negative. Like you don't evolve. It's almost like it's hard. You have to try hard to think negative or something. Have to really do you say yo Jano, you know. So you're mostly thinking positive and thinking of progressive ways to just be yourself more and be more authentic, you know, stuff like that.
And change your mindset. Peace and love.
Go see a therapist.
Thank you so much. Go see a therapist. Walla prayer. Right there.